There are thousands of Minecraft servers online at any given moment. Most of them shut down the same way they start, quietly, without ceremony. Someone forgets to renew the hosting. A hard drive gets wiped. An IP address stops responding. This one didn't. I found it mentioned in a forum thread that hadn't been touched in years. No title, no screenshots, just a single reply buried near the bottom. The owner passed away. The server never went offline. At first, I assumed it was exaggerated. Old servers get forgotten all the time. Sometimes they stay up longer than expected. But this one was different. The IP still worked. When I joined, the world loaded instantly. No queue, no welcome message, no rules. Just a normal Minecraft sky, frozen mid-morning. The player list was empty, zero online. But the server time was running. Clouds were moving. Animals were spawning and despawning. Leaves were decaying naturally. This wasn't a paused world. It was active. Spawn was small. Nothing elaborate. A few starter houses. A broken fountain. Chests with early game tools still inside. Nothing valuable. Nothing looted. It felt like a place people meant to come back to. There were signs around spawn. Most were mundane. Food this way. Storage. Temporary. Don't forget torches. But some were unfinished. Half sentences. Thoughts that stopped mid-idea. One sign just read, "I'll be back once," and then nothing. No date. No name. The server logs confirmed what the forum post claimed. The owner's account stopped logging in years ago. There were no recorded logins after that. At least, not officially. A short walk from spawn, I found the farms. Wheat, carrots, potatoes. Fully grown. That alone isn't strange. Chunks can stay loaded under the right conditions. But these farms were harvested and replanted repeatedly. The soil patterns changed. Some rows were missing, others were new. There were no player logins during those times. No automation either, no pistons, no observers, just manual, looking work. Further out, there was a redstone room built into a hill. Crude, but functional. Clock circuits, item sorters, a piston door opening and closing on a timer. Redstone breaks over time in abandoned servers. Chunks unload. Entities glitch. This didn't. The machines were stable, corrected, maintained. Someone had fixed a comparator orientation error. The logs don't say who. Most servers wipe chat history eventually. This one didn't. The last confirmed message from the owner was mundane. Restarting in 5. Don't panic. The restart never happened. But there were other messages later, weeks later, months later. Short lines. Still works. Okay, interesting. No username attached. Just the server timestamp at first. I thought it was a plugin error. System messages miscategorized as chat, but they weren't system messages. They followed player formatting. Just without a name, from spawn, a cobblestone path led outward. Not decorative, functional, straight. Optimized for speed. It went farther than most players would bother with. Past biomes that didn't exist when the server first went live. Past terrain that required newer world generation. Some chunks were modified long after the last update. Someone had been there. Underground. I found a base. No markers, no claims, no signs of ownership. Storage was organized. Tools were repaired. Food was rotated. It wasn't efficient. It was comfortable. There was one sign. I'm still here. The block history showed it was placed years after the owner's death. Up to this point, everything had explanations. Server quirks, automation, corruption. But there was a pattern I couldn't ignore. Every unexplained change followed the same event. A connection attempt, not a login, just a ping. The server doesn't log who pings it, only that it happened. The timing was too consistent to ignore. While standing at spawn, the server tab flickered. For less than a second, the player count changed. From 0 to 1, then back. No join message, no leave message, just a number that shouldn't have appeared. The logs show no login before I left. I returned to spawn. Nothing looked different. But one unfinished sign had changed. Not added to, erased. It was blank. The edit happened while I was connected. No username, no command. Just a modification. I disconnected shortly after. The server is still online. And according to the logs, it's still being contacted. Every few days, by something that never stays long enough to be seen.